merely trades for you through a contractual agreement. Forex Briefcase does not have the rights to make any withdrawals. Now you can earn a passive income, having Forex Briefcase trade for you while you enjoy the flexibility and security of holding the funds under your own name. Contact us to find out more.
Okay, hi, welcome everyone. Okay, so welcome to today's webinar. As we have two people streaming in itself, I'm going to launch a poll to see who's the first time here, so we can allow our program, our webinar to know how to cater accordingly. Please let me know if it's the first time you're here. And then do the webinar as well. Oh, okay. Wow, great. I see about 4 to 5 people are new. That's great. Welcome. Okay, I have 17 out of 23 who have voted. Anyone the rest, you can vote if it will be great. Okay, good. So for those who are new here, let me tell you more about what we do here. We have a daily webinar where Jin Dao will be walking you through his thoughts and ideas for a very specific currency each day. So usually Monday will be Aussie and New Zealand, Tuesday the Euro, Wednesday Pound, Thursday will be Yen and Gold, Friday the Canadian dollar and the AUD oil. Okay, so great. So today is a Monday, and 1st of June. So today we'll be talking about Aussie and New Zealand itself. This webinar is going to be very beneficial for all the long-term investors and short-term investors as well, and the traders. During these sessions, Jin will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, highlight any potential targets and risks of any pairs that he thinks that have great potential to earn money. Disclaimer, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation, and it is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades at all. So my name is Daniel. As introduction to those that are new here, I've known Jin for many years. At first as a student in LCMS Traders, now as a business partner in Forex Briefcase as well. Jin has helped me a lot to be a consistent trader in Forex itself, and now I'm a full-time trader. Jin runs LCMS Traders and Forex Briefcase as a training coach and $1 million trader, trading more than $7 million of AUM. What this means is he trades, and when he trades himself, and he's invited to speak at many stages globally. In fact, one of the reasons you may be here because you might have seen him presented in an event or attended one of the courses before. So while we're just going to get started, let me launch a new poll, okay, to maybe you can help us as well. I want to know where do you know about this webinar itself, so you can help us share more in that location as well. Okay. So yeah,
so we're looking for everyone to participate in this poll. It is always the case, like when we do our live events, you know, no matter what I ask, I always say, if you have traded before, put up your hands. If you've never traded, put up your hands. There's always that couple of people who will never put up their hands. It's happening the same here on the polls. It is anonymous. This is even more anonymous than at our live event. So you can just click and let us know where you're coming from. You know, I always see 4 person who doesn't respond. I don't know which 4. So I'm looking for everyone to respond to the polls.
Okay.
Right, so we have quite a good number. Well, most of you are Traders Club members, and that's why I recognize all the names. Sorry, Daniel, I'll just jump in and interrupt there. So, well, good percentage of you are Telegram. How are you all today? How's everyone? Give me a big thumbs up if you're good. It is June. Good stuff. Good stuff. It is June. We are halfway through that terrible part of 2020. Let's hope this next part of 2020 is a little bit better, or even a lot better than what we've been through, especially for the markets. But outlook doesn't seem great with what's happening globally, well, especially in the US right now. Okay, but we will talk about that later tonight, actually. Okay, so today we are on Monday. We will be talking about the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar. For those of you who are regulars, and most of you are regulars, you know, same thing, put your questions in the chat, and then we will get to your questions there. We are also on Facebook Live, you know, so jump onto Forex Trading Asia, help me click share on that so that, you know, we can get more people on board. This is also going to be recorded, or this is being recorded right now, so it will be on YouTube shortly after this session. So if you miss any points, you know, you want to recap, you want to catch those key levels, you can always watch the video again. All right, are we good to start? Are we excited? Are we good to start? Well, that's not the reaction I expect from excitement and good to start. All right, let's go. I'm excited. I've had my second cup of coffee already. Let's go. So this is the chart on Aussie US dollar. So what I'll do first is I'll look at the charts because they are quite close to resistance and support levels, resistance levels in particular. I'll look at the charts. I'll tell you where I think it's going to be heading, and then we'll start looking at triggers that could move the prices either a lot higher or a lot lower. All right. So we start off on the Aussie chart, on the Aussie US dollar on the daily time frame. Why I look at the daily time frame is because a lot of, you know, most of my students will know that I trade mostly on the H4 and down, but we start on the daily time frame more for the investors. You know, I'm actually looking at Aussie on the longer time frame because I'm looking at investments in Australia as well. So, you know, the bigger time frame gives you a broader scope, lets you plan the time horizon a bit better. Okay, so we look at the daily time frame, then we'll jump into the H4 time frame to help the people who are trading within the intraday or within the intra-week time frame. Okay, now price is closing upon 0.6747. 6750. Let's call it 6750. It's closing upon that level, that resistance level for Aussie US dollar on a daily time frame. At this point, I do feel that it is likely to break. It is likely to break 6750. However, for every resistance level, we need to wait for it to break before we're going to decide what to do. Okay, so I do feel that it is likely to break. However, wait for it to break before you start buying aggressively, which is why I think that if I do draw that line, right, we could see it move up that way. Okay, and why I think it's going to be an interesting buy there is because if it does break, you could be risking 80 pips to be trying to make 200. Okay, you could be risking 80 to make 200. That would be a pretty good risk reward, you know, at least a 1 to 2, 1 to almost 3 times. So that will be a trade that I'll be looking for it to break upwards in the event that it comes down, right? In the event that it comes down. At this point, I know for the past couple of weeks I've been talking about selling Aussie down. I've been thinking of it coming back off this 6475 level, but it hasn't. It's gone up. At this point, if it bounces off 6747, I will not be looking to sell because that upward move for since March to now has been steadily climbing up, right? So I see that it's been actually been for the past couple of months been going up over 1,000 pips already. If it does turn back down, I would feel that it is somewhat of a what's the word? A counter trend. Okay, so I wouldn't be looking to sell at this point. If it does come down, I would be a sit and wait, do nothing. If it does break above 6747, then I'll be looking to buy. Okay, looking at it on H4 time frame, you know, this morning we had a big reaction towards upside on the Aussie dollar. Why that's happened? It wasn't really a particular news in Australia being released in Australia that pushed that prices higher. It's actually more likely, right? Not directly a component, but more likely because of the unrest happening in the US, right? So I think in the Traders Club we've had a thread talking about that unrest and the likely impact of it on the markets. We are seeing some of that happen in the markets right now. We are seeing some upward move, some weakness in the US dollar, hence an upward move in the Aussie and also other currency pairs. So I do think that for the today and maybe, you know, shortly after, it's probably going to sit a little bit across with an eventual move upwards later in the week, or yeah, actually later into the week. So it's probably going to sit there for a little bit before moving up. I don't think it will shoot up too quickly today, especially. Okay, but we need to see what develops in the US and also what develops in terms of the trade between Australia and China. Okay. Any questions on Aussie US at the moment? Let me just bring that up. Jordan Im asks US SGD. I don't trade the minors. I will be going through the major currency pairs. If you're Jordan, if you're interested in the US SGD or any other currency pairs, we will go through that during the weekly live call at 9 p.m. on Mondays, or the coaching calls at 8:30 on Wednesdays. So, you know, that's for the club members. Make sure you join up, and then we can look at all the other currency pairs. Daniel has been going through the summaries, and good, no other questions. So we'll jump into New Zealand US dollar straight away. Okay, New Zealand US dollar on the daily time frame, same thing, same picture as what we're looking in the Aussie. Okay, it's approaching a resistance level, the resistance level of 0.6270. So it's coming to that point. I'll probably have to put in another line, and I think that line will probably be somewhere there because of these points here. So my next level will be 6426, 6426. So I'm looking at it being, if it breaks above this level, we could see it go towards the about 120 pips upwards with a rather tight stop. That could be quite a good trade as well. However, you know, wait for that move to happen. I think we're less likely to see the Kiwi shoot up strongly. I'm actually favoring the Aussie to do that a bit more. Okay, so that's on the daily time frame. Let me look at it on H4. Right, on H4, it is at that level. I still do think that we can see it move up, but it's probably going to come back down. It's that level, that resistance level of 6270 is quite strong on the Kiwi. So it does need to break strongly above that before we're looking to buy. However, you know, we can keep stops quite tight at even 40 pips to 120 is a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio there. So if it does break above, I'll be quite keen on that trade. Same thing, if it comes down, I'm not looking to sell the Kiwi, as I'm not looking to sell the Aussie, mainly because if it does come down, it will be a counter trend trade. Counter trend trades are higher risk, are less likely to give you that reward that you're looking for. And especially in this case, if it does come down, you know, if it breaks below, even before you start looking to sell, it needs to break below maybe 6150. Your risk could be 150 pips or even 100 pips for your profit of up to 100 pips at the most. That kind of risk reward for a counter trend trade will probably not be something we're quite keen on. Okay, so I went through Kiwi as well. Any questions there? Still have people joining up. Okay, so Daniel, same with the levels, good stuff. So Daniel, if you can help me out, put in the price levels as well, when I'm rambling through the numbers. Okay, so now we look at the triggers of what could move prices above that resistance level that we are approaching for the Aussie dollar and also for the Kiwi. Let me jump into that. Okay, before I do that, I do notice that quite a number of you are not Traders Club members. So what I want you to do is I want most of you or all of you to be joining on LCMS Traders Club. Go onto Facebook, search LCMS Traders Club. I think Jinwei is going to put in the link for the website if you want to find out more about LCMS Traders Club while I briefly run through this with you. So what we have on LCMS Traders Club, it is a private group. It is $49 a month to join, or $199 a year. $199 a year straight away, no thoughts about it. Less than $1 a day to help your trading overall. What we have here, we have the signals, we have the poll, we have a daily analysis, we have tutorials, weekly live calls, watch lists, strategies, trading habits. What I mean by that is, for example, getting started on how to trade. If you are new to trading, talk about indicators, Bollinger Bands, guides on MT4, economic news, backtesting, support, resistance, trends, all the core basics which you want to know about how to start trading. It's all there, and we are building that list as well. I know for a fact that Wednesday we'll be talking about another set of indicators. Daniel and Jonathan will be going through MACD together with you guys. Trading strategies, I have been talking about the straddle strategy quite a lot. A lot of the trades we identify are straddles, so I teach you how to trade that straddle over there. Weekly live calls, we do that every Mondays. We have our daily analysis, our signals are all here as well, right? So those of you who are joining us from Telegram channel, you get your signals in the Telegram channel, good, fair enough. What we have here is we have all the signals fired out first in LCMS Traders Club. We fire it out first here, then we send it into Telegram. And not only do we send out signals in the club, we actually give you the analysis behind why we're entering trades. The analysis behind the step-by-step analysis, the fundamental reasons, the technical, the trend, the support, resistance, why we're getting into the trades. And then also we have take profits 1, 2, and 3. We tell you when to get out of a trade. So whether to get out at take profit 1, 2, or 3, or when to hold on to your trade, when to close your trade as well. Okay, and the reasons behind that. So not only do you learn how to trade, not only do you profit from copying the trade signals, you also learn how to trade when you're looking at the trade signals here. Okay, let me just close that there. Never mind. Okay, so it's all there. Join LCMS, get rid of that. Join LCMS Traders Club. What else do we have here? We have, well, we have the video here as well. If you're watching, you shouldn't be watching on the Facebook Live. If you're on LCMS Traders Club, you should be joining us on the Zoom call, weekly live call tonight. Okay, so I want to do that. I just confirmed it on the phone just then. Tonight, 9 o'clock, then we will be having that live call with all our Traders Club members. We also will be having the boss of a brokerage, of an FX brokerage on. You can ask him questions. You can ask him anything you want. How, I don't know what questions you have about an FX brokerage. Can ask him any questions you want. So make sure you join up tonight at 9 o'clock. You're not talking to an account manager. You're not talking to an executive. You're talking to the owner of the brokerage. So make sure you join up for that as well. Okay, so Lewis is going to be there. Okay, so if you want to find out more about LCMS Traders Club, jump onto Facebook, LCMS Traders Club, or on the website that Jinwei is sharing right now. Intermission over, jump back into Forex Factory. Can you see my Forex Factory? Yes, yes, good stuff. So today we have bank holidays. We have bank holidays in Europe. We have some news, not much super important news happening. We have European PMI numbers coming out, but it is a bank holiday in Europe, so something to be careful of. We might see lower volatility coming through later in the afternoon. US ISM number coming through as well. We'll probably see a little bit of an improvement. Okay, so we might see a bit of improvement, but I do not think that we're going to see much price movement resulting from that possible improvement in PMI. Tomorrow, okay, tomorrow's cash rate. So you know why I say that we're likely to see Aussie dollar push up above that resistance level? Because of tomorrow's cash rate, we are likely to see it hold at 0.25%. They are still going to be talking about possible QE, possible stimulus, but at this point, it is probably going to be a bit more neutral stance because we haven't seen massive impact in terms of the virus on the Aussie economy. There has been impact, but hasn't been massive to the extent that they think it will be as bad as it was. So they are probably going to say something like, we hold interest rates, we have tools ready, but we're going to implement it when required. So that little bit of optimism might push the Aussie dollar a little bit higher. So that is one reason, the first reason of why I think we could see Aussie dollar go up a little bit higher. Not much news here. The GDP, right, although it's going to go from, possibly going to go from 0.5 to minus 0.4, we could see it at, even at minus 0.4, it is probably going to come out quite similar to expected to have to forecasted. However, with that interest rate statement and the rate statement coming through the day before, that might damp down the overall move of the possible downside move of the Aussie dollar. Okay, I'll tell you why I think, and that's also why I think that the Aussie dollar is probably going to go up a little bit, sit across in general before moving up later in the week. Why I think it's going to move up later in the week, we have the ADP coming up. ADP is somewhat important, but more importantly, on Friday, we have the non-farm coming up as well. Non-farm, we are looking at average hourly earnings for the US from 4.7 to 1. Okay, so we're expecting a slight, a pretty big drop in average hourly earnings. We're looking at still, okay, bad non-farm employment change numbers. So although it's going to go from minus 225,000 to 8 million, we're probably going to still see a bad number. We're expecting unemployment rates to go from 14 to 19%. So, those kind of numbers are probably going to push the US dollar weaker, right? Push it weaker, which is likely to push the Aussie and the Kiwi higher. So those are the 1 and 2 reasons why I think that we could see the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar break above their resistance level, moving higher into possibly the next resistance level. At this point, I think that we could see, at this point, I think that although we're likely to see it break above the resistance level, I'm not entirely certain that it will reach the next resistance. It probably will go up, sit halfway through for a while before possibly going higher again. So that one big trade will be fantastic, but it could be 2 trades broken up. All right, so I've rambled on for 20 minutes straight, I think. Any questions at this point? If you're not on LCMS Traders Club already, you should be. Click on the link there and join. Those of you who are Traders Club members, make sure you come in for the call tonight at 9 o'clock. Ask the brokerage boss questions. Put him on the grill. Ask him any questions you want. Tommy, I'll talk about pound on Wednesday. Actually, everything has been strong across the board because of the unrest in the US dollar. So I'll talk about pound on Wednesday. Daniel, you're going to take it back? You're on mute again.
Okay, great. So we have heard Jin talk about his trade ideas and what could happen in Aussie and USD. So everybody take note of the possible trade. If you do profit, do share with everyone about this webinar as well. Okay, so I'm going to launch a poll on how, let me ask know what do you think of this webinar. Okay. Okay, so okay, I think I got that out. Great. So so by the way, a record again, like Jin said, a recording of this video will be uploaded up, so you can actually review and have a look at it as well. Do share with any of your friends who are trading in Forex as well. It will be very beneficial for them as well. Okay. So thank you for joining these sessions today. So tomorrow it's Tuesday. So tomorrow, remember, we'll be talking about Euro, Euro currencies and any other pairs that Jin thinks is going to be critical importance for your trading as well. Okay, so I do look forward to see you every day.
Everyone, make sure you vote.
Yes.
We are seeing a handful who are not voting yet.
Yeah.
All right. So any other questions, last questions? If not, thank you all for attending. Please vote. And then we will catch you, Traders Club members, we will catch you tonight at 9 o'clock. Those of you who are not Traders Club members, but you like the currency call, see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll talk about the Euro and the Euro Pound. Thank you all so much. Take care now. Trade safe, trade well.